A lot of people deal with body image issues, including myself, basically my whole life. It's getting a little better every day, but it's been hard to completely accept and love myself. The problem is that people can look to outside sources for self-validation. You have to learn to love yourself. It comes from within you, not what others say and think about you. You control your life and your thoughts. Just start with some affirmations every day. It doesn't matter if you don't believe them in the beginning, because chances are you probably won't. What matters is that you keep going. Of course, we're gonna have habits and mindsets that have formed, but with some time we can reform them. Just trust me that the longer you say something to yourself, the more you'll actually start to believe it. So I'm gonna challenge myself to this. 30 days of looking at myself in the mirror and repeating positive affirmations so I can learn to love myself. It doesn't matter if it's when I wake up or go to bed, if I'm at home or somewhere else. I just need to make sure every day I look myself in the eyes and affirm to myself who and what I actually am. There's no point in doing it otherwise. We have one physical body and we should treat it well. You can do whatever you feel you need to change, but just make sure it starts with acceptance and love, because then it's coming from a place of positivity and because you want it for yourself. I'm just choosing to keep it simple. I'm gonna take some sticky notes and write some positive affirmations on it and stick them all around my mirror. Positive reinforcements keep me on track. For 30 days, I'm gonna look at myself in the mirror and repeat these affirmations to myself. It doesn't matter whether it's out loud or it's in my head, whatever I'm comfortable with. And no matter how I look that day or if I believe it, I'm still going to do it. And when that 30 days is up, I will see how I feel and see how my mindset has changed. So I think it's probably a good place to start with how I feel about myself now. That's gonna be fun. I mean, my biggest issue with myself has always been my weight and how much I weigh. I feel like I see every bit of fat, every lump, every bump, every imperfection when I look at myself in the mirror. I can point out way more negatives than I can positives. Whether it's my double chin or my arms or my stomach, there's always something one day that just really sticks out to me and I don't like. And I feel like I could just look better. I feel like I could dress better, but I feel like this stems from my lack of self-confidence. I can tell when I look at myself in the mirror that I don't stand tall or I don't present myself with the most confidence because I just don't feel good about myself or love myself. I feel like I'm not giving myself the benefit of the doubt and I'm kind of selling myself kind of short by just seeing all the negatives and not seeing any of the positives. So this is why I'm doing this challenge, because I'm sick of seeing myself in such a negative way. I want to present myself with confidence and with love and just be who I actually am and be fine with presenting that to everyone and myself. And you have to have this moment of self-reflection and be real with yourself, otherwise you won't know what to make your affirmations about. So let's move on to that and let's start getting more positive. And just keep this in mind, whenever you write affirmations, they have to be in the present tense, because then you're declaring it to be true now. You can't have something if you keep saying it's in the future. You'll never get there because we only live in the present. So you have to say things like, I am beautiful, I am confident, I am healthy, I approve of myself, I always do my best, I am balanced, I am whole, I am grateful for my life and my body, I have a great style, I approve of myself, I'm abundant, and I love you. This isn't self-centered in any way, it's just you can appreciate yourself and who you are. It has to come from you first. It can't come from people outside. That will never fulfill you. So this is it, the beginning of my 30 days. This is my first day, and yeah, I'll go back to you in 30 days. I'm excited to see what happens. All right, let's go. We're like 4 days into this challenge, I think. Now see, I was just gonna film a clip of me in the morning saying my affirmations into the mirror this morning. I'm tired, bear with me. But it just felt not fair to do this morning. I didn't have the best of nights last night, just personal life stuff. And I really didn't feel love for myself last night, wasn't loving myself, kind of the opposite. I just felt it was kind of wrong to just skip to a clip of me saying affirmations in the morning when I just didn't feel like doing it today. I don't feel it's fair to me or fair to you to do that. This is just part of the process. It's honest. It's not nice to be honest all the time, but it's the truth of the situation. I'm not even that far into the challenge. I'm 4 days out of 30. But it's like, I don't want, just because I had this one night where I was feeling awful about myself, to redo or like put me back to square one. I don't feel it has. Like, I feel better now that I've slept and I've processed my emotions, but like, it just felt wrong to jump into this morning and just be like, oh, I love myself, I'm great in the mirror, when I'm like, no, just not how I felt last night. You can't just jump that drastically. That's why I said in the beginning, that sometimes you'll look in the mirror and say these affirmations and not believe them at all. That's one of those days today. But I felt it was only fair to tell you how I'm feeling. I feel like that's only fair to the challenge. And I feel like it's just gonna help. Even if I don't believe it right now, it's reaffirming it and putting it in my subconscious, so eventually I will actually start to just believe it and accept it. But I feel like I have noticed a difference where I don't wake up now and feel awful about myself if I had an awful night before. So maybe I started doing something. I'm just really tired, so I need to like stop rambling because I did not sleep well. I couldn't even tell you like the day I did the other update. It could have been yesterday for all I know. It wasn't. I've just been going through a lot personally that hasn't been fun, hasn't made me feel great about myself. I've completely lost track of time. I thought waking up today I had missed 3 days of this challenge and I only missed 1. And I woke up, well, even last night, but I woke up today thinking, you know what? I'm just gonna stop filming this challenge. This is like not the worst month of my life, but one of the most challenging, stressful, anxiety-inducing, just everything. I'm not gonna share everything. I may talk about it in another video. I may not, I don't know, but it's like some sort of irony that I decided to do a self-love challenge and it's been one of the most challenging months for me so far, so I don't know what that says. I felt it was unfair to just stop when I'm not feeling great, because then it's not real, and that's the point of this challenge. So I thought I'd miss a couple days. I only missed yesterday, Wednesday, so I didn't say any affirmations yesterday, but we're gonna go back and say them now tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning? This morning. I'm not okay. Okay, wait, I have a quick side note. Is this even gonna work? I just had a side note that I just thought of while looking in the mirror saying the affirmations, that even though I haven't been doing this for that long, I actually feel like saying these affirmations every day has helped me get through all this and has made me feel a little more self-confident and showing love towards myself and putting myself first. So maybe it's already doing something. I don't know. I just wanted to throw that in because I was just thinking that. Well, my 30 days are up. That is the self-love challenge done. Well, I mean, the self-love part should stay, but the challenge aspect of it is done. Now the questions everyone asking is, did it work? I'm gonna say yes. I'm hesitant to be like fully like, oh my god, yes, it really worked. I'm such a better person now, because the way that I've seen myself and have formed these thoughts has taken years, and it's gonna take more than a month to change. Now I do feel that doing this for 30 days and trying to do it every day has actually helped how I see myself. I feel my confidence has grown in different areas. I just feel better about myself. I feel I have less negative self-talk, so I'm gonna say it worked. Now I'm also gonna say that I'm a human and I'm not perfect. So did I film it every day? No. Some days I just wouldn't feel like filming it. Some days I'd honestly forget. Some days I would actually do the affirmations and forget to film it. So I'm still gonna say that I completed the challenge. It's just such a drastic change from what I did before that I feel like it actually worked. Instead of never saying anything really positive about myself to then trying to go 30 days always saying positive things about myself, it's gonna have some effect on me. But like I said, the way that I've been thinking about myself from the past up till now has been years in the making and not always the best, most positive thoughts, so it's gonna take time for that to change. Like I said, the challenge is over, but the self-love needs to stay. So it's almost like this is a little like kickstart, like a push in the right direction to make me start being more positive, but I have to actually continue this if I want it to be a thing and how I actually see myself. I don't want to just revert back to being my old negative self and seeing myself that way, because I see that this has changed me and it's actually nicer to see myself from this point of view. Shocking, I know. It's nice to be nice to yourself. I know old patterns are hard to break, but I feel like this has actually broken some of them down, which shocked me, honestly. I didn't know if this was gonna work in the beginning or not. I started this challenge and I'm like, this could completely fail and I would not post the video, but the video's here, so I feel like it did do something. And I did throughout the month just write down some notes so I could remember where my mindset was during that part of this challenge. So for example, I wrote stuff down on May 17th, which is, I guess, about halfway through the challenge. And I feel like even from then, my mindset's completely changed. I was just saying stuff like, even if I don't film every day, like, it's okay, I can't be so hard on myself. This is like baby steps going in towards the right direction. But even then, I was noticing that I was being more positive in my relationships with other people and having better interactions. I was saying that I was actually trying out new clothes and buying new clothes, which might not sound like a big deal, but I haven't really bought any new clothes like this whole past winter season. And now I feel like after doing this challenge, I have a lot more body confidence, which is shocking to me. I feel like I've been actually trying new clothes and trying out styles I want and actually wearing them out. Like, bodysuits are a thing, you know, like the bathing suit looking things. I've actually bought them and worn them out, which honestly, a month ago, if you told me I'd wear a bodysuit outside, wouldn't have believed you. See, I guess it works, because now I wore it outside and I felt fine. I actually felt good about wearing it, which is shocking still to me. I found this one interesting that I wrote down, that at a certain point, like, I forget when it hit, a little after midway, when I started saying the affirmations, I would actually go off of the sticky notes that were on my mirror and just kind of ramble off all these positive thoughts that just came into my head. Like, I didn't have them written down, but I was just like, oh, this sounds nice to say, or like, this sounds nice, or I'll just add this in. Like, they just came to me. So it's like by starting to say all these positive things, more just started to come to me. Law of attraction. You attract what you think. So since I started to think more positive, I was getting more positive thoughts and just feeling better, and it was a huge spiral of positivity, which is better instead of negativity. Then I wrote again about trying on different clothes and being comfortable in that. So that's been a really big impact for me, and the way that I've really noticed throughout this challenge is just body confidence overall. And I feel like that has progressed a lot. There's still days where I can be really sad and more negative, because we're human and that's gonna happen. But I feel this challenge has made me come out of it quicker and not just sulk around and be in my emotions. It's let me feel them and actually like ask for help and tell people how I'm feeling and not be afraid to do that. And then actually being able to move past the feeling. And then yeah, I didn't film every day. You probably saw that if you counted the clips, that it just didn't happen every day. Sometimes I just didn't film, didn't even say them. Sometimes I would say the affirmations and just wouldn't film. It's not gonna be perfect every day. It's not gonna go how you want every day. Some days just didn't go how I thought, and that's fine. But overall, I still feel like the impact of this challenge was positive. So does it work? Yes, I'm gonna say that this works. Thank you, email. I guess it agrees with me. It's a sign, yes, it works. So I hope this has helped you in some way. You can take something from it. That's all I ever want. I'm always just trying to improve myself, and hopefully that can help others. And you guys can do this challenge too. You don't have to film it or anything. Just do it for yourself. Like, make yourself feel better. You're worth it. That's it for me for the self-love challenge. It's over. I'm gonna say it worked. So I'm just gonna leave you on that positive note. Don't forget to love yourself, because you are you. You're the only one of you, and you are important and you matter.